episode 10 of the Semantics podcast, where we are going to be going over the league mechanics and our thoughts on if it's rewarding or not. Thoughts on solo pushing versus group pushing, progression, atlas, mapping, everything, like, dependent upon situation, things like that. Aurabots being maybe too good, because Reddit is allegedly on fire about this. People are very heated over the fact that Aurabots exist in general. How did our expectations versus last week's episode actually play out? And is the meta different than we expected? Has it changed in the actual game? And things like that. So, hello, Beanies.
Hey, what's up?
With a league mechanic, do you and your group actually run that when you're doing deli maps and things? Not for the monsters, but for the league mechanic rewards.
Let me think for a second, because this is a complicated question.
Yeah? So no.
Fuck no, we don't. Are you fucking stupid?
Fuck the fucking league mechanic, bro.
That's a piece of trash. It drops a couple artifacts and maybe a sim splinter if we're fucking lucky. That shit is terrible.
Bro, I have been saying since it came out, I was like, it is such a cool concept. And it is so good, and it's well designed, and it's cool. And I like all of the gambling systems and the luck systems and all of that. And then the fucking loot is trash. What the fuck? The loot is so bad, man. It makes me feel terrible. The league mechanic is the least rewarding thing I have done in the game. It literally feels like all of the monsters are Act 1 monsters. They drop fucking alchemies. That's the best you get in T16s, bro. Like, ooh, gets me heated, man.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be a two-step process, right? You get artifacts, then you go to the vendor, then you do stuff, then you get your reward, which is fine. I'm fine with that. The problem is you drop like 60 total artifacts, and you need 1,400 in order to get a decent item. And it's too much. That's too many maps, my dude.
Exactly. It was 2,200 for me to get 10 stacked decks. Like, why would I do the fucking league mechanic to get 10 stacked decks?
Like, I'm surprised they haven't buffed it yet. I thought it would be an immediate hotfix.
Exactly. All of the actual loot that the enemies drop is also just insanely bad. Because like I did a couple logbooks just as a little test. That loot was so underwhelming. Like, I juiced this shit up. I planned it out. I did it like meticulous. I also did another one where I made them immune to physical and chaos damage, so I couldn't play the game, and everybody playing TR who would normally come in and finish it off for me couldn't play the game. They were also immune to fire damage, but nobody plays fire. So anyways, I fucked a logbook. And the loot from the next one that I did, where I didn't fuck it up, was terrible the whole way through. Medved was also a very cool fight, though, I will say. He kind of just leaps on you, but when he leaps, he also slides.
Oh, Medved, the guy who one-shot us because he was bugged, and if you touched his corp, you insta-died. Yeah.
Yeah, he one-shot me too, but for a different reason. And that's the fact that Expedition exists. This league, lots of fun. Lots of one-shots. Oh boy, I re-rolled because I was getting too frustrated with the one-shots. I'm literally playing a character that is based upon block, that is based upon like a hardcore solo self-found experience, because I hated getting one-shot over and over.
Let's save that for the next topic, but
yeah.
The logbooks are kind of trash, but they're cool. But also that kind of is the main problem with Expedition. It's cool, and it's okay to take the time to do all that stuff if it's equally rewarding. It needs to be literally at least 3 times as rewarding in order to be worth running at all. And then if you want it to be good, it's like 5 times.
Exactly. Like, conceptually, it is a very cool concept. Like, the idea that these people came in here and they're looking for artifacts from ancestors and things from their old peoples and all that. And like, you can gamble with them, and like, they have all this cool shit to say, and they have really cool portals that take you to distant Expedition logbook lands, you know? And then there's loot that doesn't show up on most people's filters because it's so bad. It's like, you want a bunch of white items? Fuck it.
That reminds me of a post that I saw. It was on Reddit. It said, to the people who were complaining that Expedition isn't rewarding enough, unhide your portal scrolls and wisdom scrolls.
That's facts. I have portal scrolls shown, actually, because I kept fucking running out of them because I forgot to have transmutations on early, so I couldn't sell those for scrolls of wisdom. So anyways, I fixed that problem, but that is about the best loot that I got. You know, I opened one excavated chest and I got 4 portal scrolls. That
oh
was
boy.
That was probably the most rewarding one that I've actually opened. And the time I actually needed Portal Scrolls too. So it was like, it just fit the situation. That's what I feel like this is missing. It's like the League mechanic is not rewarding based upon the difficulty that you're doing it at. Like if I'm doing a T16 map, getting 3 stacks of 2 alchemies isn't what I'm looking for when I'm juicing this shit up and planning it out and thinking about where I'm putting my explosives. And I'm like, okay, basic currency first, and then I'll move on to this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then blow this one up. And then we blow it all up and kill all these massive packs of monsters that are entirely too tanky and get alchemies. It's like, fuck, dude, I need money. I need muns. Give me the muns.
Yeah, I like the League mechanic being harder, and they did do that. I do notice that the mobs are tanky when they are warding, and they're, they do pretty good damage and stuff like that, but then the reward isn't there compared to literally any League mechanic ever. So it's like, exactly. I don't really know what's going on.
It's the fact that it's not similar to the loot from any of the past leagues since I started the game back in, like I played a little bit in Delhi and I played a little bit in Harvest, but then I mainly started in Heist. Heist was very rewarding, and it was fun to play, and it was cool to experience for the first time. Maybe repeatability for some people, they don't like it. That's fine. I did a lot of it today. It was fun. Still enjoying it every now and again. You know, it's like a little Stitch. I'll go back and definitely do it. And then Ritual. Every time I see a Ritual, I'm like, holy shit, let's go. Like a fucking pawn shop with free money. It's like literally walking into a pawn shop and they give you the free money. All you have to do is kill things. Maybe not like IRL where you kill things, but the rest of it is similar.
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to go into a pawn shop IRL and kill things.
Yeah,
I think that's how you get arrested. It's not quite like GTA where you can run away from the cops and just kill the cops and yeah.
That's 5 stars instantly, pretty much, for doing that IRL. And GTA 2, probably. Anyways, Ultimatum. If they still had ultimatums, I would probably still do them, just because it was a cool mechanic and I liked it, and it wouldn't be every map. And it would be like, okay, yeah, I'll fucking do an ultimatum. It's cool. It's here. It's fine. It's fine. But say next league, if I see an expedition, I'm forgetting about it instantly. There's no fucking way I'm doing this league mechanic again. There is 0 chances that I'm doing this unless they buff the rewards. It's so bad compared to all of the past ones, man. That's the tilting part.
They could buff it when it goes away, which is usually what happens in these scenarios, but also with them, even though it's not a topic, right? My thoughts on Ultimatum is that they're going to bring it back, but they're probably going to give it the synthesis treatment where you have the boss fight and you can get like fragments for it or whatever, but you don't really see it in maps.
Yeah, which is kind of what I'm expecting. That's fine. I still like the mechanic. If I found an ultimatum in a map randomly, I would still want to do it just because it was cool and it wouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying. They won't allow that because of group play.
Yeah, that's true.
If they give us any kind of way to push or force ultimatum, that is literally all group players are going to do ever.
Yeah.
It is so good for group play. It's insane.
I'm just still like, I don't know. It's still what I mean by like, I would do it if I saw it is it's just exciting and also relatively rewarding for the amount of time it takes. And brain power. Like you have to, like the amount of effort you have to put forth to get your expedition feeling like, okay, this is really good and I finally set this up correctly. And then you blow up the things and you get fucking wisdom scrolls and it's like, ooh, man, glad I spent my time doing that. You know, it's always a good time.
Yeah, it's kind of trash.
It just doesn't feel good, man. That's the problem. It's like I said, and I will just keep saying it. Conceptually, so cool. Visually, very pleasing. Characters, interesting. Idea, very awesome. Gambling, more fun. Gamba, big content. Big Gamba, okay? But then the actual loot from it is just so underwhelming, man. I constantly feel like I'm in Act 4 every time I get loot from it. I have not gotten anything that's decent. It's crazy.
You know what isn't underwhelming?
What's that?
Group play league starting.
Yo, that okay. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I saw you guys were blasting. I was late to the party. I got like a 45-minute late league start, which kind of put me a little bit behind, but it was fine because I was cooking some food and it was really good. I was cooking potato and eggs. Anyways, solo starting was fine. It felt normal-ish, except for Act 1. I got my ass whipped a couple times because I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that.
Yep.
I was not. I saw that they were increasing the difficulty, but getting stun locked by fucking Roas in the mud flats.
Yeah, the mud flats is where I died too. I died twice in the mud flats, and then I didn't die after that.
Bro, those stun locks were not cool, man. Oh my god, they charged you once and then they just fucking. Oh my. Anyways.
Yeah, they removed a lot of base armor, a lot of base evasion, and then they sped up a bunch of the enemies. So it's like a
death trap all the time. If you get caught in the middle of the pack, your pants are down. And they don't care. It's a bad time. You're not running away from that one, dude. Waddle at best.
I literally told everyone to just clear their way through the mud flats instead of dying over and over.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, dude. Group play though? How was it and how is it?
Amazing. Other than the fact that you have to put up with other human beings, I really can't find anything wrong with it. Which luckily I don't mind these human beings. I like them. Obviously, some of them I want to, do not nice things to sometimes, but
occasionally strangle.
Yeah, you reset, at the end of the day, and you come back the next day, and it's not a big deal. So it's it's good, and they do the same with me. I'm sure they want to strangle me at times for sure.
It's just spending 12 hours a day gaming with anybody when you're trying to be better than a lot of other people is like really stressful. It doesn't matter how good of a friend you have. It's like, holy shit, dude, 12 hours a day, all day, every day for a week straight. It's like,
not to mention the first day was 30 hours. The second day was almost 30 hours. And then the third day was 20-ish.
You and Ira were up for unfathomable amounts of time. I had a shit schedule. I was up all the time. I slept for like 3 hours for 4 days straight. You were on every time I was awake. You had been streaming for like 30 hours every time I checked. Ira had been streaming for like 30 hours every time I had checked. Oh my gosh, dude.
Especially once I had to run my macro, I started getting that itch to like climb the ladder because my rank kept going up. I was like, I gotta go.
So chat actually has a good question. What is your /played?
So about that, it's last I checked, which was a few hours ago, it's about 4 days and the league's been out for 6.
4 days, yeah. So I have a duelist. It has 17 and a half hours of playtime. Okay. That's a relatively newer character because I got tired of dying. That's the new one that I was just speaking about. Solo play experience. This is my third character. My second character, I was just messing around on ball lightning mines just to like take a little quick break from dying on Ellie hit all the time. I have 5 hours on for ball lightning mines. Still in the axe. I was a super slow vibe, just hanging out late night. It was one of those. So that's like a day so far. That's 24 and a half hours. And then my raider, I have 2 days, 16 hours on. 2 days, 17 hours. So that's like about the same. It's almost 4 days. And holy shit. That is a lot of time, man. Like, spent not doing expedition is what my time has been spent doing.
Our strength stacker's already saying in about a week we need to find a replacement for him because he's done.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, there's no league mechanic right now. If they buff it like 10 times, then people will start doing league mechanic.
Exactly, and that would be so sick. I know they want to slow it down, and I understand that, but like, it's the dramatic, the drama of the change from last league to this league was like literally going 100 and then just slamming on the fucking brakes. E-brake, normal brake, all the brakes, fucking shit under the tires to slow down even more. Like it, full stop, they said. And it's like, that was a really, really dramatic way to go about slowing your game down all at once.
Now, on the group side of things, I don't feel the slowdown.
Yeah.
At all. We're going about the same pace as I normally would.
Yeah.
Now we can tell that the content's a bit harder.
Yeah.
Like we did hit a wall when we were solo pushing Atlas early in like yellow maps, and then again when we started doing Delhi. But overall, compared to solo players, it is such a great time to be a group player that it's actually unreal.
Yeah. And the loot is better. It's more fun because you have people to talk to and chat with and chill with. And then you also have like the fact that if you're doing the meta, the game is significantly easier than it is on solo mode. On solo mode, it's tough, man. Like shit smacks all the time. It's so bad. Like I'll have capped chaos res, won't have any exposure status, nothing crazy. Mop, fucking tier 4 map, just literally one shots my characters, man. It's like I've built all of my characters tankier than I normally would. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna have to channel a little bit of that hardcore energy from when I did the Gauntlet, okay, and bring that into the softcore experience.
Well, hopefully not too much, because then you're playing a slammer, and we know what they did to slammers.
Oh boy, I considered it.
You better be a slam totem.
It's that bad. I considered slamming because it's that bad.
No.
Yeah, so let me check. I think I have 316 deaths, actually. I just checked on my Raider. 316 deaths, man.
Yeah, it's about how many Arcaria has and other people have, yeah.
I can't do it.
I have 150-ish, but I'm also the support, so it's easier. If I die, they almost guaranteed die. Like, insta. So, I should have the lowest death count.
There was so many deaths, just to dumb shit over and over again. I was getting so frustrated a couple days ago that I just had to literally stop playing. I was like, all right. I'm finding myself actually getting frustrated at a fucking video game right now. It's time to stop. Okay.
Well, now you know how Beanies feels.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't stop. He doesn't get help. He just does it more.
He just keeps going. It had also been like 20 hours into stream, and I was like, why am I still here? Like, I fulfilled my stream time of 6 hours a day. Okay. 20 hours is fine. That's fine. I'm just being frustrated at this point. People are enjoying the content because it's still fun. It's still funny. You know, we're having a good time. Everybody's laughing it up, shooting the shit. All right. But then I'm sitting here like being fucking miserable trying to play this game. It was so bad, man. And this was pre-patch, when they changed pretty much everything with the mana multipliers and all that. But it doesn't feel much different after that. How do you feel about those changes, by the way? Did you notice any difference?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm so overworked right now. I just spaced out. What am I supposed to like or dislike?
Did you like the changes that they made recently, like the little patch with all the mana multipliers being like drawn back a little bit? And
I liked it a lot. I thought 10% was maybe it was reserved. They could have done 20 and people would have been extremely happy. I think 10 is just enough for people to notice it and fix it, right? So it's like if you wanted everybody to be happy and suck your dick, you would have done 20.
There were, I would say about a quarter of them got 20% off, but most of them did get 10%, unfortunately.
But I think overall 10% on most of them was the right play. For example, I dropped more clarity levels on my Aurabot because we just didn't need it. And originally I was even debating putting clarity in Alpha Sal over Purity of Fire, potentially.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I saw the mana nurse. I was like, maybe we do want clarity to have a couple extra levels.
Maybe, dude. Holy dude, those, okay. Definitely noticeable, but for me, I never played like super mana starved characters, so it wasn't. I don't think the mana was the biggest change.
I play a lot of them. I play a lot of very high attack speed, cast speed, mana starved builds.
Yeah. Well, usually I have like my builds are so mana starved that I have ways that we're already fixing that, like through a lot of leech or using an enduring mana flask, things like that. So I personally didn't notice that much of a difference. But flasks, I noticed a difference, man. I noticed the difference in flasks. Holy shit, man. Like the
especially
1
during
second
leveling.
of immunity was so bad. Especially during leveling. Yeah, dude. So with the corrupted blood flask not making you immune to corrupted blood for 1 second, I was getting cucked over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm so glad they fixed that. Because you hit the enemy. I don't know if anybody in chat, anybody listening to the podcast knows how corrupted blood enemies work. When you hit them, you gain a stack of corrupted blood. I play fast attack speed builds. So I'm hitting that motherfucker, and I'm getting to 10 stacks. And I'm like, okay, when I get to 10 stacks, I'll be at the point where I can hit my Panic Life Flask. It'll top me off and remove the corrupted blood and not give me immunity, which is super sick. And then you end up running out of flask charges before the mob is dead. So I'm glad they added the immunity back. I'm glad for the corrupted blood specifically, because that was tilting me, man.
You want to know the best part, by the way, is that if you get the bleeding trigger, it is bleeding trigger. It's not corrupted blood trigger. Not bleeding and corrupted blood trigger.
Well,
so you can still get got.
That. I think I like that more because if it was corrupted blood, it would be like it would do it as soon as you got 1 stack, which usually isn't like gonna kill you. I like to wait until I'm at like 6 to 7 minimum, and then I'll press my flask because that means that I use panicked. This is a little tip I got yesterday. Using panicked is so much better than bubbling and saturated because it's like 2k below 50% of your life, 2,000 healing.
I would agree if you're low life.
Bubbling
like
and seething are both like, yeah. Well, bubbling and seething are like 700 and 600. They do the same thing, and the only time you need to panically use your life flask is below 50%. So why not go for the below 50% panicked flask of stun?
I hit mine the second I see my life dip. I don't care what it is. I see my health move, life flask, bye.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Normally, I would be that way as well, but I have noticed that I have to be much more cautious with the way that I use them because of the charge changes. Significantly less charges available for flasks. It's actually crazy. I do enjoy it, but also it's like they almost feel useless after the beginning of the map until you have your life flask needed. The rest of them, I just slam. And then if they're up, they're up. If they're not, they're not. Like
the way I've been doing it is I have trigger for each one of them, and then I just don't touch them except for my Quicksilver. If I'm falling behind, I'll manually press it. Otherwise, everything is on full charge or adjacent or bleeding or poison, and I just roll with it. It's less optimal. I don't get like reduced damage if I know I'm gonna take cold damage or fire damage or whatever. Right. But I mean, I always have them up when I need them, and because I'm using all the utility ones, I got buffed with this patch. Smile. So for me, it's been great. I can understand why people would hate it though.
I'm using all utility ones as well, and the fact that like I don't get as many charges as like maybe a group play scenario would, because you guys do super juiced maps with a lot of enemies. Yep. I do normal maps with normal amounts of enemies, and I am noticing I have significantly less flash charges available all the time. Like, all the time.
Yeah, normal maps you have to move very quickly if you want charges, which is
terrible because they slowed the whole fucking game down.
It's definitely harder. You can still do it, but yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's just miserable now. It's awesome. Love it.
So, speaking of, do you think Aurabots are too good? Do you think they should nerf them? Or do you think people are just overreacting because something that you invest many exalts into is good?
I think that's the case. People will... I think in every game, just everybody will always have something to complain about. And Aurabots is that thing right now because they notice, like, well, my duo friend is doing much better than me because they have an Aurabot and I don't. And it's like, okay, they have a friend and you don't because you're complaining on Reddit instead of out making fucking friends. Stop being an asshole. Play a fucking Aurabot if you think Aurabots are OP.
That was kind of my first thought. I was like, at first I was like, it's not that hard to find one friend. We're not talking 6-man. You don't have to find 5. You don't have to put up with 5. You have to put up with 1.
People will always complain about the meta. X is too strong, Y is too strong, Z is too strong. And then as soon as all 3 of those get nerfed because people on Reddit are fucking upset, X is too strong, Y is too strong, Z is too strong. And then those get nerfed. X is too strong, Y is too strong, Z is too strong. And then it fucking never-ending cycle of just nerfs and nerfs and nerfs because Reddit's fucking full of crybabies. Fuck you guys. Fuck Reddit. I hate you all. God, fucking children. It's actually annoying. Anyways, that rant's over.
I do have a running theory that Reddit is all of the people who can't get to maps.
Facts. It is a bunch of Act 7 fucking warriors, bro. Well, I'm stuck in the tunnels because Beaniesbro's group has an Aurabot and I don't. It's like, fuck, bro. Play better. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, like the other thing is, right? Join a community, any community, right? A streamer's stream, fucking whatever, exactly. Some kind of Discord that you find, whatever, public parties if you really have to. That's kind of a cesspool, but good luck if you have to. But anyway, just like fucking make a friend the same way you would anywhere else in life. Just be nice to someone and then try and play with someone, and then maybe it goes well, maybe it doesn't. Okay, maybe you have to try 5 times.
Aurabot. Like, it's not that hard, man. Stop bitching about everything that's good. Like, play what's good if it's good. I have been saying this since I started the game. The meta is the meta for a reason. Play that shit. People are playing that shit because it's good. It means it feels good to play. It's strong. Ooh, you know? Play it. Don't complain about it. Play it while it's good before you get it nerfed. Don't be the guy to get it nerfed. Be the guy to abuse the shit out of it if it's good. Have fun with it. You know what I'm saying?
I think they just need an excuse for where they're at. And they do have the somewhat incentive of off-meta things costing less, which can trick people into thinking that it's better to, it's like more cost-effective to play off-meta. But it's actually the opposite. The more off-meta you are, the more you need to spend to make it good.
Yeah.
That being said, though, my Aurabot is expensive as fuck, and we looking kind of bougie. I'm getting voices soon. I got an Enlighten 4. We're getting an Empower soon.
Yo,
Victoria soon.
You guys are okay. So how long do y'all plan on pushing as the group play, by the way?
Well, our curse bot goes back to work on Monday, but I mean, I can leave the Aurabot there and do Aurabot things for the entire league personally. We don't have like a set time to quit. Like the strength stacker is done soon. Me, Era, and Dark at least, probably Crisis as well, who's the carry, will go 36 out of 40 or 40 out of 40. So we got at least like another 2 weeks probably.
I pulled up Reddit when we were talking about it. One of the top posts in PoE is this guy having played 5 leagues full time, not getting any mirrors, and now he dropped 3 of them from the league mechanic, and I'm glad at least one person has enjoyed their league mechanic experience.
Excuse me? Does he have proof?
Yeah, there's a screenshot of 3 mirrors of Calandra and a fucking tabula that he looted in the map. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
The most I've gotten is a couple of chance orbs and a chaos.
Yeah, I haven't even dropped an... Okay. All of the playtime that I have said that I have not dropped a single Exalted Orb. I've done 2,000 tiers of max. That's not a lot, okay? I spent a lot of time in Hideout, don't mind me. Doing fun things.
It's okay. I wasn't gonna say it.
Exalted Orbs. I have not dropped one. The holy... I know people who have played fucking 3 hours and they've dropped like 1,700 Exalted Orbs, and I'm just like, what the fuck,
also,
man?
I'm 99% sure that new player account luck or like low playtime account luck is actually a thing, and it's actually weighted in PoE. We made new accounts for practicing League Start, and we got luckier than we've ever been in our lives.
Bro, that's exactly my experience. I made a practice character, I practiced 1 time just for memes. I got like 5 fucking X in the acts.
GGG out here finessing us.
Bro,
play more, get less.
Yes, let's go.
I swear to God, they actually do that.
It's
like it could be my paranoia. I am very tinfoil hat. I always have been, but I'm just saying we literally went on practice counts, got a Quill Rain in a league that I had never seen a Quill Rain on a character that was doing thousands of fucking maps and did not have Quill Rain hidden.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. User better_mixmaster on Reddit. He says, could the unknown trials just be named instead of hidden? It feels like I have to wiki the trial list every league. And honestly, preach. Why the fuck does it say unknown area? I've been there 9 times minimum. Why do I have to do it? Don't make me remember this. Come on, man. Just tell me the name. Tell me the one that I'm missing, dude. Please. It's tough, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, I know a lot of people will put it in their status so they remember which ones they need or which ones they already have.
Mm-hmm. I don't like it. I do like the fact that he brought that up. It needed to be said, honestly. How could you say something so controversial and yet so brave? Honestly,
I don't know that that's controversial. I think that's pretty universally accepted.
I think it's pretty a ubiquitous fucking
except for at GGG, definitely. Apparently. Their headquarters disagree.
Yeah, which makes no sense, but it is what it is. This person crocheted in its Ziri's Promise Flask, which is kind of adorable, actually. Let me actually send you a screen capture of this. Hold on.
Anyway, go for it.
What is the next?
It's how did our expectations shake out? How did they go?
Exactly how I thought they were going to go.
Yeah?
It went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. Yeah. It's slow.
I have a few questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
As somebody, you league started as Toxic Rain, right?
Yeah.
Is Toxic Rain dead?
No.
Okay,
especially
cool.
if you know how to play the video game at all. But I used Caustic Arrow Focused Ballista support totems. That's just smacked. That was so cool. Man, I don't know if you've seen the new Focused Ballista. Dude, Focused Ballista is so fucking sick. What a good idea, dude. So you use Toxic Rain on your self-cast, right? Yeah. Toxic Rain. It's crazy, okay? But then you have your totems down, and your totems don't fire. They don't do anything until you do something. And then they all at one spot as soon as you attack. It's so sick. It's so cool with Caustic Arrow, honestly.
I haven't used it, but personally, I would do it the other way around.
Yeah, and I did both, and I loved it. I did both, and I loved it. Honestly, Toxic Rain's probably better on the Focus Ballista. I just had a Quill Rain, so I was using Toxic Rain with that instead of Caustic Arrow because attack speed with Toxic Arrow Rain is really good. But yeah, and it doesn't affect okay, hold on. It doesn't affect the attack speed of your totems, like having attack speed on your weapon, right? So it doesn't really matter. But Focus Ballista support gives them like 50% more attack speed. So they can fire as fast as you can fire. So I had a fucking Quill Range, and the fucking totems were just going in. It was it's crazy. I really like that support. That support gem is really fun. Even if it gets nerfed into the fucking dirt and it's dog shit, it's fun to play. Highly recommend, if you're playing Toxic Rain, go with Focus Ballista and Ballista Totem support on something. It's super fun. Ensnaring Arrow even. There's fun with Ensnaring Arrow because none of the unique mobs can get to you. Highly recommend them. Toxic Rain, go back to your question. Not dead. It's fine. It plays fine. It plays normal.
Okay, that's one of the ones I recommended. Well, no, not both. One decided to go traps, right? Which obviously, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about that one. I didn't get any comments about traps. We all knew traps were gonna be good.
Yeah.
The Occultist BFBB Poison, where you're pushing your Plague Bearer. One of our map pushers did that, and that went really good.
Yeah, Plague Bearer kind of bangs, but Blade Blast does not kind of bang. Blade Blast does.
Well, you're just using it for lots of hits to get the poisons. Yeah. You're not actually doing damage with it.
Yeah, that sounds really smart, actually. I like that idea.
What else did I recommend? I don't even remember my own video anymore.
Frostblade's Raider, BeaniesbroPoE on
Frostblade's
YouTube
Raider,
has a Frostblade's Raider guide that is still up to date. The Zoingle.
Everyone who's tried Frostblade's Raider has told me that it's good too.
It fucking bangs.
So all I'm waiting on is Bleedbow Gladiator. I have to go do that one myself because nobody will. Everybody thinks it's dead.
Bleedbow. I have never been able to say bleed.
Everybody says bleed blow.
Bleed blow.
It's you know what I mean.
Bleed blow.
It happens. Yeah.
I'm not playing a bleed bow, but I will tell you, I'm playing Spectral Shield Throw. That shit is the fucking meta for a reason.
Oh, but I thought Bleed died. Bleed's dead, so Kale. It's dead.
It's so dead. Anyways, it's not dead. It's good. It's great, even. There's a reason that it is the most played skill on hardcore. Solo self-found hardcore. Solo self-found. Not hardcore. And softcore trade league. It is literally the most played on all four because A, it's fun. B, it's fast-paced. C, it feels good. And D, you don't die all the fucking time. You don't die all the fucking time. And I'm sure that was frustrating a lot of people. All of the ice trappers, everybody league started ice trap. Everybody. It was like 30% of the fucking player base on day one. It was crazy. And now they're all Spectral Shield Throw. Feels so good, dude.
Ice trap is great, but yeah, it's not a super tanky build. It's great if you're good at the game. It's great if you're trying to push fast. It's not a build that's there to hold your hand and keep you alive.
It's a softcore build. Well, Spectral Shield Throw, it doesn't feel like it's holding your hand because it's still like fast-paced and lots of damage and less tankiness. But it is tankier than most other softcore builds would be. It is about as tanky as most normal softcore builds were last league, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like, you're still going to die, but you're not going to get fucking one digged in the dome piece all the time. You're fine, you know? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Spectral Shield Throw. The way that the damage scaling works straight off of the armor and evasion on your shield. Apparently, Supa just got a 2800 shield, which is 200 off the maximum for a perfectly rolled one. It's like 15C. That's a 15x Shield.
Yeah, lots of people this league are so desperate that they're selling stuff for like astronomically low prices. They don't even know what they have. They're just putting them out. They're just like, please give me something. It's actually kind of funny. We've gotten so many good things for like 10 chaos, 15 chaos. It's worth multiple exalts. It's like, okay, thank you, sir.
It's like, yo, this item's fucking ill nasty. What are you doing, man? Everybody's like getting into the dump tab meta, but not knowing how to do it.
We're not even like live searching and sniping. Like we're just like searching something. We're like, okay, I need this. See what it is.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Oh hey, this guy's listed it for fucking jack shit. Let me see if he gives it to me. And then they do, and it's like, okay. I thought you were price fixing or something.
Yeah. Speaking of currency price fixing, this league is fucking horrendous. Have you tried to buy any of the currencies? Any of the small currencies? It feels so bad.
I have a trader,
have to go down
so
the list like 50 people. It's crazy.
You know, not to flex or anything, but I don't do my own trading anymore. I'm just too good at the game.
So fucking cool. Look how cool this fucker is. Fuck you. I'm sick of it. Anyways, I got this like 120 res ring with 75 life, fizz damage, leashes mana, and strength. It was like 3C. Dude got fucking scammed. It was great. So anyways, I was happy.
Yeah, we got a, what was it, 2120 curse for 15 chaos that was worth like, you know, multiple exalts and
temp chains.
Yeah, temp chains, yeah.
Insane, man. Some people just literally do not know the value of the things that they have. It's wild.
Yeah, that's true. Which I don't understand, because if you're getting into dump tab meta, then you should be using, like, you know what I mean? Lots of people should be whispering you, and then you don't sell it to them. But these people are actually just like inviting and selling the things, and it's like...
I will say, this is the first league where I sort by like time listed, and it'll say listed just now, and I'll message somebody, and they'll actually sell it. Normally, if they just listed it, they're like, it's sus as fuck that you found that just now. It's sus as fuck, and I'm not selling to you. Fuck you. It's like, okay, that makes sense.
But this league, they're like, yes, please, sir, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Dude, I had so much money, and I still felt so bad on Ellie Hit. I put everything into making my character like tanky and high damage, and I didn't have either of those things, and it felt like shit. I was very sad.
Yeah, I gotta say, I almost want to always league start as a group, because I feel like if you league start as a group and you have enough of a brain to decide whether the league mechanic is good or not, you circumvent all of the problems that leagues have, and then once they fix them, like 2 weeks into the league, then you roll your solo build. So you just you win on all fronts. You get more currency, you get more everything, and then you get to play the better game solo later on.
Facts.
Which is kind of funny.
More on the expectations. I was expecting this league to be super slow. Super slow. I will say it is faster than I was expecting. The game is not like, say, a dungeon in WoW, like where you pull one thing at a time. You take your time to kill it, and then you move on. It's like you're still blasting. You're just in more danger, and you have to like actually think about your flask usage.
Yeah, I actually like the changes.
Not much different. Yeah, as a
like,
solo
don't get me
player,
wrong,
I don't. But I can see why you might as a group playing experience for sure.
Yeah, and like that's what I mean. Like my like or dislike for it could change after I do more solo gameplay, but so far it seemed like leveling was slower. Primarily in Act 1. After that, it got really easy again. But overall, you're just a little bit squishier. You need to focus a little bit more on what flasks you hit. You need to build a little bit more defenses early, stuff like that, and you're kind of okay. I still have a higher death count. I'm still going slower, but overall, I like the changes, and they walked back some of the mana, which is what I said was the worst part of it. I do wish that they reduced movement speed a little bit less, but
yeah, I noticed
can't win out on everything.
Very slow. One thing I noticed when you were speaking, you said a little bit for everything. It's a moderate amount. It's like a little bit to me is like 0 to 10%. You know, more difficult.
Yeah, I would say like 10 to 20 maybe at the most for me. I would say it caps out at 20 for me.
It's a maximum of 40 for all content. Alpha temples are fucking insane right now.
Oh yeah, they're very dangerous. Yeah,
instantly.
Yeah, they're
were
very
dangerous
dangerous.
last league. They are fucking crazy now. Fucking crazy, dude.
I kind of like that though. Like that actually makes me excited.
Feels
Obviously,
rewarding.
I'm
It's
on the
great.
other side of the fence right now, but I like it when shit is extremely dangerous and extremely rewarding. Albas are very rewarding.
I don't like unfair difficulty, but I love difficulty that I can counteract. The 1Ds from across the fucking map off screen, not fun.
Yeah, we're never
Not a
gonna fix
vibe.
that though.
But
That's a zoom in, zoom out issue. Like they need to zoom us out if they don't want that to happen, which they've said that they do want it to happen. It happened in D2. It happens in this game. They want it to happen.
it's dummy. It's dummy thick in the worst way possible. Okay, dummy thick on my death count. Okay, that's what it. That sounded like a fucking Panic at the Disco song.
I'm not. I do agree. I'm not a fan of intentionally one-shotting people off screen or like intentionally killing people with all these on death effects. Which, by the way, can we just talk for a second about delirious content? Because I am literally walking around.
On death effects. On death effects. On death effects.
I have 2 pixels and I have literally on death effects exploding every 2 seconds in my face. Like, can we just calm it down? I can't even see what's happening.
One thing about delirium. The fog. You can see through the fog now.
That
It
is true.
so much better. So much better. That shit, I already forgot what it looked like last league because of how good it looks this league. Every time I see Deli, I'm like, damn, this is actually kind of hard to see, but it's good.
You're not
The fog
wrong,
is
it is
so-
better.
The fog is so much less dense that I can actually think about playing the game and focusing on ground mechanics while also focusing on the monsters. You couldn't see the ground mechanics last league and ever since Deli came out, up until this league. That shit looks so good. One thing that I must praise GGG on, thank you, Mr. Chris. It looks good. It looks great.
But at the same time, why does there need to be 700 exploding eggs as well
That's
as
true.
so many rares that you're getting volatiles every 2 seconds?
That's true.
And then on top of that, you have the fucking jackass who runs around the map doing the explodies of his own that are cold or fire or whatever. And then on top of that, you have Blight that's doing explodies everywhere. And then on top of that, you have fucking regular monsters. Like, can we calm down with explosions?
Yeah, it's the explosions for me. They're wildly unenjoyable only because they're so ubiquitous. You find them everywhere. They are literally everywhere in the game. Make them like specific to cool league mechanics that like are already tense. Okay, that's my idea. Deli isn't tense without all of the explosions stacked, but with all of the explosions from every league mechanic all at once in one spot, it's just obnoxious at that point. It's not a fun, like, engaging thing where I have to dodge. It doesn't feel like counterplayable. It's just like, fuck. Can I soak them or can I not when I can't see them? Like,
Well, and if they would just increase rarity and quantity and reduce monster count, and I could actually see what's happening because I would have pixels at that point, I wouldn't care as much.
Yeah.
I will dodge as many explosions as you want. The problem is, when I have 1 pixel on my screen, they all look like they're all the same. I
That's
can't
what I
tell
mean.
what's happening.
there's too much going on for explosions to feel like a viable way to make the game interactive and engaging. Because it's just too dangerous for not enough.
Exactly. Most
thing-
of my group just soaks them, and we
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
disc
Live
and
through 'em.
grace as much as possible.
Yep. Another thing, good point brought up by Hamas in chat. They deserve praise for the server stability, right?
Facts. This
I
league's
definitely
server
agree.
league star was amazing, crisp.
This is fucking clean. Not one disconnect. Not one on my end. Not one.
I had
So
two, but one of
good,
them
man.
I deserved because I was spamming an invite macro really fast. So that one I deserved. I mean, at that point I was spamming. So I think I only had one that wasn't deserved, which is insane for a league start.
Especially in group play, where your character's like already experiencing a bunch more shit than it normally would on a solo experience. Because you're like teleporting around doing all this crazy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Another thing to go back to the explosives that Pleather said here. He said, if it's so ubiquitous that you mentally, emotionally, and visually tune them out, what's the point? Exactly. At this point, if I am tuning out all of the explosives. They're so boring because I see so many of them. It's crazy to me. Oh man. Like,
Well,
you
and
have
it sucks
volatiles?
at the same time because, especially in group play, where this is probably the worst, is where it can also easily kill you. And then if you lose a portal, that's not losing a portal. That's you can't come back in.
You can't do the map. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
luck. It's
It's simultaneously just like bland, ubiquitous, like trash. Essentially, I'd rather just call it trash personally.
Yep.
That you want to just soak them and you want to make sure that you don't die. But if you fuck it up and you die, then you fucked up an entire map because you can't re-enter because you're not solo.
Yeah.
When I'm solo, or like we have fewer people and we're not in Delhi, the game is actually great. I love the game when we don't have Delhi. I want them to remove Delhi. I really do. I do it, please.
The end game is possible without it, and I have found that. A lot of people
It's
think
possible,
Delhi is
but
the
I'd
end
be
game.
self-trolling.
Like,
I'd be self-cucking. If
Yeah,
I don't put
exactly.
Delhi on, I am literally just factually cucking myself. I'm getting a third of the chaos per hour that I normally would.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's so gatekept by having money. So it's like the rich get richer on steroids. Delhi is literally the way to get rich. Very rich, very fast. So, and it's been proven last league that you don't need Delhi to get rich. You can just do fucking Nemesis farming, or you can do Alva temples, or you can do... That's one thing that Ultimatum did right, is they brought out like so many different aspects that you can actually farm money off of, because it's not all delirium now. Because Alva temples, profitable. Einhar, profitable. Fucking Nico got shit on. Fuck you. Delve is dead.
True.
You know, like you have all these other ways. You have Legion, breaches. You can do so many different things. You can do rare monster farming with Nemesis, you know, a Sextant, all these things. It's crazy. So that's one thing that Ultimatum definitely did well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I like that we have more options to make currency. It's just at the same time you don't.
Yeah, because Delhi is so good.
But hey, they're getting rid of Beyond at some point. Maybe they'll get rid of Delhi too. Because honestly, you could even keep Beyond, but they hate Beyond. So fine, I'll give you Beyond.
Rid of Beyond?
Just take Delhi as well.
Why would they get rid of it?
Because at this point, it really isn't that dangerous. Like, once in a while, you get to a Beyond boss and you weren't really prepared for it and it's dangerous. But for the vast majority of the game, it's just free monster count. And it causes a shit ton of lag.
I like the Beyond bosses if they had their damage put in half. Host, specifically. That boss has one-shot me more times than any other unique monster available. Just because
Which one
he
is
has,
Haas
like,
again? Is he the cold one? The cold shotgun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Naim, the lightning boy who summons like the lightning. Yeah, yeah. And then fucking Zateosh, the fire boy. He's cool.
Zateosh, I don't mind.
I don't
as
mind
long
him.
as
I think
you're
he's
a
cool.
build that
I think he's the coolest like mini boss you could find in a map with the fucking flame blast and the fire burst, and he doesn't feel overwhelming. It's like this is all dodgeable, but it's a cool ass like little fight. You're like bobbing and weaving once you're in there, like fucking Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put on the moves, but it's not unfair one shots where he attacks you instantly and you just die.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like you're playing the gauntlet like it does versus Host. Fuck you, Host. Hate that boss. Anyways.
Yeah, Haas is kind of a good example of you either just live and don't care about it, or you die and care about it a lot.
Yeah, it shouldn't feel like you have to skip something because of the difficulty level in comparison to everything else that you're doing. That's what's frustrating, I think, to a lot of people.
All right, so do you think the meta is actually different or not?
I'm actually looking at PoE Ninja right now. I think no, other than Spectral Shield Throw actually being played in softcore.
Yeah, they baked in like the thing that made it a thing, so everybody's enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not actually like a shift in the meta or anything. It's just like, hey, this skill that's been dead for 12 years, it's okay now, guys. Have fun.
So one thing I noticed, Spectres still #1 for League Start. It's always going to be some sort of minion build because they're so good, so fun, so strong. Lots of people enjoy them. They're very, very, very enjoyable. A lot of the uniques that you need are very cheap early on. They're very easy to find, things like that. You have Toxic Rain. You have the people playing the new skills, which are popularized by a lot of content creators. Like Mathel makes builds for them for hardcore solo self-found and softcore league starting. Ziz does the same thing. So there's a lot of people playing Forbidden Right, which I think is pretty sick. Toxic Rain, Caustic Arrow. Ice Trap, I will say, is actually up here, which is very strange to see a trap anywhere on the leaderboard other than 0.0%. It is a 6% right now. Summon Skeletons, Lightning Strike, Exsanguinate. These are all things that we sort of expected at this point in the league. Cyclone, Raise Zombie, and then it goes down just to like 2%, 1% random builds. I would say the meta feels very similar with Necromancer pulling ahead by a very large margin.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know what to say about it, because they did shake up the meta, but they didn't actually shake up the meta.
Yeah. Well, people are always going to flock to A, what they know, and B, what's going to be cheap on League Start, but still pretty strong, which Necromancer just kind of fulfills that really well. Because a lot of people are really experienced with Necromancer because summoning builds have always been pretty decent, you know?
Well, they also nerfed builds and supports, but they didn't nerf the content.
Yeah.
Or change the content, right? They didn't nerf Deli rewards and increase Einhar rewards. I don't know. Like, in the sense that, like, the league mechanics that you want to interact with, same league mechanics that you want to interact with.
Yeah.
For every zone.
I can agree with that.
I mean, now that Mirror is on the Atlas device, you might go Tyrn's End with Tropical Island and the Deli stuff there. But, like, you want Abyss early because you can, if you can get to red maps, right? You want Abyss early because you get high item level bases, high item level Stygian Vises, you get those 86s, and you make a shit ton of money no matter what you do on those. You alch them, see what it turns into. If it's trash, it's still 30 chaos. If it's not trash, it's multiple exalts. Yep. And then you move on. And then eventually you respec that into Delhi. You do Mirrors and Tropical Island with that. Blight, Invaldo's Rest is still insane. Harbies, Invaldo's Rest are still insane.
What I will say is there are other ways to make good money because they're so niche. Like farming Lyra Arthane for, let's say, like pre what's word I'm looking for with the blueprints when they're already revealed, pre-revealed blueprints. Those are selling really fast at really high prices, and you can also drop blighted maps while doing that are anointed. So, like, there are other ways to make a lot of money if other people aren't doing it, but as soon as other people catch on, you have to be the one to kind of find the meta early. Otherwise, everybody's going to be doing it. Like, there are ways to make money aside from the main ways that can get you really rich really fast, but you have to be a blaster. You have to know what you're doing. So, kind of wild.
I mean, that'll never change, though. But what I would have liked to have seen if they wanted to actually change the meta or actually shake up the meta would have been to adjust the Atlas passives and then also adjust the league content mechanics. This had been a league where Delhi had been nerfed by 500%.
Yeah.
You'd see people doing different content. We wouldn't be sitting in port farming fucking 20 to 100% Delhi all day.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could, because they still haven't nerfed the fucking div card that gives you just multiple exalts every couple of maps. Smile.
Brother Stash?
No. Saint's Treasure.
Saint's Treasure? Yeah. I've actually dropped 2 Saint's Treasures already, but they're not worth much right now unless you can get a lot of them.
We like get like 5 a map at least minimum.
All right, dude. Listen, I know you're cool.
So it's like,
you're better than I am. You're just you're so good. Okay, I get it. Group play.
I don't know about better than you, but I am smart enough to make friends and then play with said friends.
I can't make friends. I don't need friends. They disappoint me. If you don't know that Vine, I'm sorry. That's on you.
I don't know the Vine.
Oh,
also, you know Vines? I thought you were a baby when Vine came out.
Dude, Boomer Bro PoE here. Holy shit, dude. Doesn't know the fucking... I don't need friends. They disappoint me, Vine. One of the biggest ones ever, bro. It's insane.
Was it? I mostly remember Vines from Jake Paul. Or was it Logan? One of them.
Anyways, gotta go.
I wasn't actually on Vine. I just... Other people were on Vine, so I knew Vine. They showed me Vine.
I watched a lot of YouTube comps, I will say. I hit record after the first topic because I'm a silly goose, just so you know. But I believe we just hit over an hour.
Okay, sure. Sounds good then. I am going to leave you guys and, yeah. Continue grinding and making my eyes bleed because it makes me rich.
Yeah. So episode 10, we went over. Thank you. We went over, you know, like the meta and new changes, our expectations, solo play, group play. Hope you guys enjoyed. Find him, BeaniesbroPoE, on Facebook, Patreon, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, everything. He has it all. If there's a media, he's probably on fucking LinkedIn. Okay, he is a boomer.
I don't know about
YouTube,
that.
Twitch, sometimes Twitter. DM me on Twitter if you need to. I usually don't post too much on there, but
Discords.
And Discords. Yeah, join my Discord. Yeah, I stream every day. So cool. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
Bye.
Bye.